Hi, it's Alex Sura here to talk about using the WCT offline software. So if we want to create code that's going to work in our EDM, we should be going back to that PowerPoint that I talked about earlier. One note is that you need to only have 4 numbers in your O number. So we've created this code in Notepad. Once I'm done making it, I'm going to go to Save As and File, Save As, and Notepad. I'm going to type in my file name, but I'm going to click on this drop-down type. I'm going to do Save As All Files so that I can hit .nc because this software will only accept .nc. It will not accept .txt. If I want to save that into my program so I can use it, I'll explain more about this later why. We're going to right click on our WTC icon. I'm going to hit Open File Location, and that's going to open up this directory of WCT files. I'm going to click on the NC File button. Once I have that NC Files open, I'm then going to drag my EDM Square file into that directory so that it's available to me when I open my software. I'm now going to double click the WCT icon. Occasionally there's a little bug there. It'll say like can't open hint file, something like that. Just click OK and it goes away. So this is your WTC file or your WTC main screen. That's how your EDM would look as you opened it up. Notice how your background of the background of your desktop is right behind it. You can't expand it like a normal window or move it. It's going to be exactly there the whole time. If your language is something other than your native language, you're going to have to hit the option button, which it may not say option. It might be in characters or a language that you can't decipher. So you're going to have to go from the 6th button from the left. And on the bottom row, it's got a hammer and a screwdriver. You click that. You go up to the multi-language button, which again, it probably won't say multi-language, but if you have, if you see this arrow button and go 2 over and click it, you will then be able to pick whichever language is most comfortable for you. Opening a file. You select the Program button. We then click the Open button. And we have to pick hard disk. Our EDM would, if we were actually using our EDM, we would be bringing it in from the USB drive. But we're bringing it in, we can only use hard disk. This software can't access your computer's USB drive. So we artificially put our program into the hard drive of this computer. That's what that first step was. So you see how edmsquare.nc is in that file. I'm going to click it and hit open. So here's my code. So you see now we have our active code. That is my code. I get an alarm. It turns out I had too many numbers. I followed Sura's last PowerPoint. I put 5 in there, and the thing doesn't take 5 numbers. So I delete the 7 and hit. I click on the alarm. I click the alarm button. I erase the 7. Hit save again, and that should go away. The next thing we would have to do on an EDM, and you wouldn't technically have to do this step, but I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. We're going to set our cut settings for the material we have. So you're going to hit the EDM button. We're going to select SKD for steel. You're going to set your wire diameter at 0.25 millimeter, whatever your part thickness is. And for this first one, let's just do 1 cut. So you're going to do a single cut. And you're going to hit EDM search. And then it's going to turn into a search button. You hit the search button and your active set of code come up. Now, what I need to do is I need to make these active. So I need to set these to be the what I'm calling up in my program. You know how we used S equal or S001 or H1. Well, what we're doing here is we're making H equal this particular H value. So the first cut is going to be a 0.1870 offset. So we're going to click OK. Over here, dialog, we're going to call up the 14141 cut setting. So when we call up an S or an E of 1, it's going to come up as like this 14141 is going to show up over on our actual cuts parameters. Then we're going to hit copy to online so we're sure everything's up and ready to roll for our burn. The next we're going to do is we're going to hit simulate. Okay, so we're going to hit the simulate button, and sometimes it's going to be it's going to run a whole bunch of alarms, and it's going to bounce you right back into the edit menu. And the edit menu is always going to be, or it's going to be your program like we first opened it. And if it's got a cursor at that line, it's telling you something's wrong with that line. So look through that line, figure out what's not correct, and fix it. Hit cancel out your alarm, hit save, and hit simulate again until you get a good run. Best of luck, and let me know what you need help with. Thank you.